Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.
Hi, this is Ron Kinscherf with Muddy River News. This is the Business Spotlight brought to you by Mercantile Bank and Rober and Phillips Attorneys at Law. We have Cloyd Barden with Hess Auto Agency here, and it's Cloyd with a C.
Correct.
So most people know Lloyd. So I was wondering if it's a mistake on the birth certificate or something along those lines. But how do you end up Cloyd?
No, so it's a family last name.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my grandmother's maiden last name was Cloyd, and I was the last grandchild. So,
okay.
That's where I got my name.
Were you close with your grandparents then?
Well, no, they died before I was two.
Okay.
So it's obviously still a big deal for me because I never got to meet them.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's just a
family.
You won't meet another one. You won't meet another Cloyd,
you won't.
I promise.
Yeah. And you're not from around these parts, right?
No. I spent the majority of my time in St. Louis before I moved here. Ran a big Toyota store.
Mm-hmm.
In St. Louis, had 138 employees. So that was where I spent the majority of my time.
So the question is, how did you end up here running, and you purchased Hess Auto Agency,
I did. Right? Yeah, I sure did. Let's see, back a number of years ago, I ran a Ford store for Bobby Bolin. And Bobby had purchased Hess. Most folks don't know this, but purchased Hess back in 2003. From Kirk, and me and Kirk became friends along with Bobby in that era, and I moved on in 2008 and remained friends with Kirk and with Bobby, and one day I got a phone call from Kirk saying that Bobby wanted to possibly sell Hess, and so he said, I'm calling one guy. And
that was you.
Yes. So I really wasn't looking to buy a place. I'd been at this dealership that I was running for quite a long time. Tell people that I just built a home in 2016. So my wife was like, we're going to do what?
Yeah, because you flipped your life upside down basically to do this.
Sure did, yeah. And but I knew what Kirk had built, his family, his father, Gary, started the business in 85, just knew what kind of guy he was. And knew what reputation that Hess Auto Agency had. To be quite frank with you, I wouldn't have bought another place in the country.
Seriously?
Yes, I wasn't looking to buy one.
Right. What was so unique about Hess, though?
Well, Hess was what Kirk had built as far as his reputation, how he dealt with people, how he treated people. I'm the same way, and probably the value of how you treat people in the car business, because as we well know, you have plenty of bad experiences and very few good when you go to buy a car. Most folks today would rather go to the dentist than to buy a car.
So how has that transition gone for you? I mean, you didn't change the name of the company.
Correct.
So people come in looking for a Hess potentially,
Correct.
And then they see you walking out with your hat on.
Yes.
So
for sure.
How's that transition going for you?
Well, it's gone great. It'll be 4 years in April.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So time has flown, as we well know, but people obviously has got to know me, and it's really about the cars that we carry, the quality of the car, and then obviously the process, how you're very transparent, up front with people. That's what I've continued from what Kirk has built and his father and his family have built. That's what I've continued on. So the transition has been seamless.
So did you go to auctions down in St. Louis also and purchase used
cars?
Yeah,
I've been in the car business for, this is my 34th year.
Right, but you did use cars in St. Louis.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and I was a general manager, but that was part of still that was still my responsibility because of that.
So now you're basically a jack of all trades here at Hess. I know you got some other employees, but
yeah, well, I got my son.
Right.
Yeah, my boy is with me, Cody. He's kind of the accountant side of it, the back end side, and I have a couple other support staff that clean, detail, that type of stuff for me. But yes, I pretty much start to finish, I gotta do it.
And then you also have to head to are auctions now mostly online?
Yeah.
So how do you know the quality when they're online?
Well, they do grade them. They give what we call a condition report.
Okay.
One being bad,
right,
and 5 being perfect. So I don't buy anything less than a 5.0. So I've had very good luck with that, with the quality of that. So I, to be quite frank, the type of car that I want to carry, that I want to represent, it takes me about 30. I tell people all the time, it takes me about 30 to 45 minutes when I'm previewing a car to do my research. We have a lot of analytics today that we use, which is software program.
Right.
So I can search anything and everything that I want, and kind of before I purchase something, I know exactly where I want to be, what type of price I can, offer that's a fair, value.
So how much ahead of time are you doing that, though? Because
I'm doing it 2 or 3 days.
That's what I was getting.
Yes,
okay, so
yes.
you know the cars that are going up for auction.
Correct. Yes.
And then is it literally in auction?
Yes. Yeah.
And it's all online, or do you?
Yes, all online. And I do go to a couple smaller auctions.
Right.
Obviously, Columbia, Missouri. There's a couple small independents that I go to, but most of my stuff is online.
And the used car industry seems to be having a pretty good bump now, from what
Correct.
I've read.
Yeah, it's kind of leveled off in certain capacities. There's still some volatility with what's going on in the market. I look for uniqueness. So my quality of car compared to what they may find somewhere else is I'm looking for the most equipment, lowest mile, and the best price, right? So I think that's one thing Kirk built was you're going to have a quality car, typically going to be under warranty, and we're not going to have to make an excuse for it.
And you also buy, right? I mean,
Correct.
locally. So
yeah,
if,
yeah. I mean,
how does that work?
So typically, since COVID, I've left it on the sign out front that says we'll buy your car.
Right.
So I don't know. I probably buy 5 to 6 a month from people just coming into my showroom and
they're
saying,
not trading in necessarily.
Nope. They just say, "Hey, I seen your sign out front. Would you buy my car?" Matter of fact, yesterday I bought a 19 Honda CRV with 18,000 miles off the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have that quite frequently.
So how do you? Okay, then you obviously mark it up. I might be asking you for trade secrets here. So you pay X amount. So
Sure.
There's got to be an art form to when I come in and sell that CRV to you.
Sure.
And then what you sell for it on your lot.
Correct.
And why would a person sell it to you and not just promote it himself and sell it for what you're selling it for on your lot?
Yeah,
Do you get that?
Yeah, great point. Most people don't want to deal with the people
Okay.
or the process,
Right.
or there's a lot of scams out there that if they put it on a Facebook marketplace or what have you, with our world today, not everybody's comfortable wanting somebody to come to their house or to their place of business.
And is this easier? I mean, is it reduced the amount of paperwork that takes place?
No, there's minimal paperwork from when we purchase. The other thing, to get back to your question about the formula marking it up, I tell the folks up front, you're always better off to sell it yourself, right? You're always going to be in a better position. And I'm very transparent. I tell them here, I'm not the end user. I'm buying it to make a profit, but I'm going to be fair with you, and I'm going to be fair to the person that buys it. Once again, I use that software analytics to have that formula.
So how long, if I brought a car into you,
Yep.
can you make an offer within 20 minutes?
Oh,
or is there a lot of background?
5 minutes. Nope.
Seriously?
5 minutes.
So
5
what do you
minutes.
put in, the VIN number and it
Yes,
tells you
sir.
everything? Okay.
Yeah, we
is
have
that basically
tools.
what Carfax is?
It gives me everything.
Okay.
So I have an app on my phone that I can scan the VIN, and then I tap into miles, and then I can do all my research right there. So it's literally a 5-minute process.
So how is your experience different than a CarMax or an AutoNation or some of these things we see on TV?
Well, so most of the time in those settings, the customer is putting that stuff online. They're asking for the condition, right? What happens is they haven't seen the car yet. So CarMax or whoever. But when the person takes it there, what they do, a lot of the time, they'll say, well, you didn't put X, you didn't put this damage. So once they physically inspect it, and they do disclaim that it's it's going to be subject to, a physical inspection. But then what I have found and what customers have told me is that they won't do that number that they say on the computer, because then they kind of discredit your, because, oh, you didn't put this, you didn't put that. The advantage for me and for the customer that comes to me, I'm physically seeing it. I didn't give them a number beforehand.
Right.
So I'm going to give them an honest and a transparent evaluation of where it is. And I don't have a problem. What I like to do is just show the customer. This is where most dealers will not do this. I'll show them what I'm looking at. Here, this, because I don't make the numbers up, right? So I'll be glad to show them, here, this is what the market is. This is what I'm seeing. And so people, I think, respect that, because now they may not agree with it, but they understand that, okay, this is where he's at.
How often do you make a mistake at an auction thinking this might be a real popular car, but it sits on your lot for 6, 7, 8 months or something along those lines?
Oh, Ron, I'm perfect.
Oh, are you perfect?
No, I'm kidding. Here, that's why we can do something. Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, it is a challenge every day for me to find and position myself right, and to try to find a car that's going to sell quickly. I've been very fortunate. Average car sits on my lot less than 30 days.
That's great.
So yes, I focus on that. We call it the turn rate.
Now, do you focus on bringing cars in that can be serviced locally? Does that make sense?
Well, yes. So I don't have a problem. Yes, I do exactly understand what you're saying. We carry Nissans. We carry, I'll try any car that fits my parameters, right? But there are cars that fall out of that, and people want to know, well, what I like to do, what I like to offer, if I sell them a Nissan, Subaru, Infiniti, what have you, I say, hey, if you have an issue where it needs to go to a dealer for warranty work or what have you, I'm gonna take it there for them.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna give them a car to drive, and so they don't have to be inconvenienced by it.
Last question, how does the warranty work? So if I buy a pre-owned used car, and let's say it's a Infiniti and it's got X amount of warranty left, how does that work through the transfer? Is it automatically from day one I got that warranty?
Correct. Yeah, it goes with the car. With the car, so whatever remainder of the factory is, so it's going to have an original. Yeah, it is that simple. It's going to have a original in-service date, and from that date, and like an Infiniti is covered for 4 years or 50,000 miles.
Right.
So whatever's left, the customer doesn't have to do anything. It automatically goes with the car.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thank you for having me.
No problem. Cloyd Barden with Hess Auto Agency. I'm Ron Kinscherf, and this is the Business Spotlight, brought to you by Mercantile Bank and Rober and Phillips, attorneys at law.
Your financial needs aren't independent of each other, so your financial advisors shouldn't be either. At Mercantile Bank, our experienced United Wealth professionals are united to serve you and your complete financial planning and wealth management needs. Are you just starting your investment journey or need to roll over a retirement plan? Do you need to plan for a loved one with special needs or for your own life after work? Maybe your business needs a succession plan, or you want to enhance your employee benefit programs. Whatever steps you need to take, our United Wealth experts are ready to take them with you. Together, we are united.